Today we're going to talk about diastasis recti. Now, what is it? When you're pregnant or even when you're not pregnant, it's basically the separation of your abdominals right here in front. So when you're pregnant, they do stretch, but on occasion, they can actually completely separate. And in order to get them back, first, I recommend going and seeing a physical therapist. They are going to be the ones that are going to be able to help repair your diastasis recti the fastest and the safest. That being said, how do you know if you have one? A quick little check that I'm going to show you right now will let you know if you do or do not. You may also be wondering if you have a diastasis recti, if you are postpartum more than a year and you still feel like you do look pregnant. So try this trick to see if you have one. Let's get down on the mat. So this is how to test. You're going to lie down on a mat, flat. You are going to take a deep inhale and exhale, and you're just going to curl your shoulder blades up a few inches off the ground. Now you're going to take your fingers and you want to measure about 2 fingers above your belly button. You're going to be able to feel a separation right after you give birth. That separation is going to be pretty wide. Right now, I am 3 months postpartum. So if you do this right after birth, it may not be an indicator if you have a diastasis recti. But right now, around 6 weeks, you can go and see how many fingers you can fit between your abs. I have about one solid finger, maybe 1.5. So I've got to close that up. If you have more than 2 fingers, okay, if you can put more than 2 fingers in between that gap, that is a sign that you may have a diastasis recti. Now you can go all the way down towards your belly button where there I do have a wider gap. Mine's about a little bit less than 2 fingers there. It is wider. But that is an easy way to decide if you think you should see a pelvic floor specialist. So if you do have one or you're worried, come up like this, come up on your side. And I recommend seeing a physical therapist to repair your diastasis recti. There are videos here on YouTube that are going to give you moves to do that are safe. I have a workout video that I just shot that you can do that is safe as well. But you're not going to heal as quick as you could if you do go to a therapist. I know that's not what you want to hear, but that is going to be my recommendation using all of my years of teaching in this industry to help you guys as best that I can. Now you might be wondering, okay, well, I'm pregnant. I'm actually watching this video to avoid getting one. Here are the moves that you should avoid if you don't want to get a diastasis recti. Prolonged planking is debatable. If you notice that you are coning, doing a plank, that's when your belly kind of forms a point. It looks like a cone if you look down. That is the weight of the baby pressing through the abdominal wall. Like I said, it's natural to stretch. It's natural to stretch. You don't want it to separate though. So you can do planks early in your pregnancy when the baby doesn't weigh that much. But once you get towards the end of your pregnancy, your baby is going to probably weigh, hello, that's Connor. Your baby starts to weigh more. So think about a bowling ball, being held by saran wrap. It can hold it. It can hold it. Eventually, it might come through. Other moves to avoid, crunches. I don't do crunches anyway. Don't do crunches. Some of those suitcase crunches. Anything that you're doing and you look down at your abs and you notice that they are forming a point. Those are the moves that you want to avoid doing. To be honest, I avoided most ab exercises during my second pregnancy. One of the safest ab moves that you can do is just engaging your TVA. So this TVA exercises, I did them in some of my 3rd trimester workout videos that I showed you on here, and it's just taking a deep breath in and hugging your belly button in close towards your lower back, and then exhaling and letting it go all out, relax. Breathing in, hugging your belly button in, engaging your TVA, and then letting it all go out. Your TVA, or your transverse abdominals, they go all the way around your midsection. It's like saran wrap holding everything in. You want to keep it tight. So even if you don't do these moves, you still might get a diastasis recti. There's nothing you can do. You're growing a baby, your abs are going to expand. My best advice is to avoid doing moves when you see the coning and to practice your breathing exercises with your TVA, holding your belly button in tight. So these are just some tips. I showed you how to see if you do have a diastasis recti, and if you do, go see a pelvic floor specialist. And if you aren't sure, start with some special postpartum ab workouts. Even if you don't have a diastasis recti and you just had a baby, still start with easier ab exercises, because even if you don't have one, you may exacerbate that space if you start doing hardcore ab exercises shortly after you give birth. Okay, you're not gonna help yourself. I want you to take it easy. When it comes to your core, it will come back. Your core strength will come back. If you go too hard too soon, you're not gonna do yourself any favors. That is my advice for all of you. Connor, say thanks guys for watching, and we will see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe, and link to that ab video is down below.